The deep handstand push-up is a very advanced static skill and requires a high level of strength, as well as coordination, balance, and body control in order to perform properly. In comparison to the regular handstand push-up, it requires more wrist flexibility and pushing strength. Learning the technique to this skill can be quite challenging, so I will highlight the most important progressions to help you achieve the skill quickly. Before we jump into progressions, let's cover the form do's and don'ts for the deep handstand push-up. The first and most common mistake is the banana deep handstand push-up, when there is an arc in the back which causes bad form when performing the exercise. The second mistake is tilting the body to a more horizontal position to reduce pressure on the wrist. Ideally, we want to be in a linear vertical position and pushing from the hips. This will put more load on the shoulders and maximize range of motion. So now let's start with the training. The first progression we have is weighted dips. This particular exercise is very helpful when first starting out, because the dip is quite similar to the handstand push-up in terms of the muscle groups and helps to build strength in the shoulders, triceps, and upper chest. In this demonstration, I am doing a 40 kg additional weighted dips. Feel free to do whatever weight you are comfortable with, but challenges you. The second progression is 90-degree handstand push-ups. This exercise is also extremely helpful because it helps you to get used to pushing from your hips, which is exactly what you do in the deep handstand push-up. Keep in mind that when performing the 90-degree handstand push-up, the closer you are to a horizontal position, the harder the exercise will be. The third progression is the deep handstand push-up negative. This exercise is especially helpful for developing stronger and more flexible wrist. When performing this exercise, the technique is very important. When you are at the point whereby your hands have reached your hip line, it is mandatory that you lift your palm off the bar to reduce pressure on your wrist, especially if you lack wrist flexibility. Negatives are very helpful because it gets your body to remember the core sequence of actions involved in this exercise. The final progression is elevated handstand push-ups. This exercise will help you to gradually build strength for the deep handstand push-up. I personally like to use aerobic steppers to elevate myself off the ground. The easiest progression we can start with is no stepper at all. As you get stronger, you can add more and more height until you are at the point whereby you can push from your hip line. The last thing to do would be to just string it all together and finally perform the deep handstand push-up. This is an incredibly challenging skill, so don't be discouraged if you don't get it right away. Make sure to follow all these progressions and you will achieve this skill in no time. For preparation and conditioning, wrist side leans can help to improve wrist flexibility. Also, exercises like handstand press, L-sit to handstand, weighted handstand, and pike push-ups can help you to get warmed up and improve body control. That's all for today's tutorial. Feel free to ask questions and I will see you in my next video.